So I was just thinking about this in how important it actually is to go to places that you feel uncomfortable about. And we always don't want to go to those locations in those moments in our life. And the more that we're open with those things, the more that, the more that you can develop as a person, but also that you feel a little bit more real to other people, and the more connections that you actually build with other people. I'm supposed to be this. I'm an associate professor of innovation strategy and entrepreneurship, and I'm supposed to be this like remarkable person, I guess. But I'm always trying to tell you, and hopefully you understand that I'm very insecure. And one of the biggest things that I feel very insecure about is I'm not that research productive. You might look at me and people might say that, oh man, who's this person? And I struggle. I try to get there, and I try to do everything. I tried to do everything right, go to the best schools and, get the best education and, try to pick the best projects and try to check off all the boxes, work lots, do all that kind of stuff. But the research game is just not that straightforward. And it's not as clear-cut as what everybody thinks or makes it sound like. If you're trying to sort of go for good journals and all those kind of things, it's just really hard to actually get to those things, to get to those journals. And I get tons of rejections. And that was the absolute impetus of this whole reciprocity project, which is like hilarious. There's my own insecurities with this, and that's why I created. I went into my department chair's office and I said, well, can I have money to get editing for a paper that I was working on? And they said no. I was like, well, I can change this. I can create a platform that can allow people to get, inexpensive editing, but also sort of identify people that are good. It's a really hard problem. It's like, well, I could do this, and I started doing it. And then I felt insecure about, I'm building this thing. Everybody's going to think that I'm just doing it for the money. And so I had to explain to the first thing was like, oh, this is actually a really good, important research tool, but nobody believes it. And so I was like, well, I have to build this like, the back end has to be this kind of like A/B testing tool for research to get access to do randomized controlled trials. And so I sort of have that built into it, or that's kind of like a motive behind it. But then, the irony is getting the word out. I have to start talking about, me as a person and all of my insecurities and all of those kind of things. Just being open with them. I have to show you a lot that I am really insecure with all these kind of things, and the irony is it becomes like this sort of self-fulfilling prophecy of producing more content and talking to you even more about all of these kind of things, and going into more depth of you really seeing who I am. That this is kind of what I've learned is I've grown as a person a lot more, and I've become a lot less shy. I still, like, if you saw me one-to-one, one-on-one, I'd still probably feel very insecure. I'm not good with that. Or with a bigger group, I'm not good with that, and I have to sort of learn to deal with that. But I've become a lot more open and telling you about all of these issues that I deal with, and I think it's sort of more universal with not only, especially within academia, I'll tell you that, but more broadly, it is universal with everybody as we sort of struggle with what it means to be a productive member of society. And I think we need to talk about that openly and be okay with that. And I think that's where the first step is, to go to those moments where you're uncomfortable and just be open with talking about it, and be okay with yourself when you talk about it. For me, it's been very eye-opening when I openly talk about these things, and becomes part of just having a conversation with a broader world, and you getting to know me personally as an academic, as a parent. Every day I feel like, oh man, I'm not doing any of this stuff all that good, but it's just part of life, I think, that's as we're doing these. And so don't look at other people. That's what I'm getting at. Is don't look at other people and sort of be impressed with them. It's all just for show. That part is just for show, and just get to know who they are, and know that everybody else feels just as insecure and just like you. So what I want to talk about today is, go to those moments where you feel uncomfortable. You're going to grow a lot and gain a lot, and you never know where it's going to take you. So that's it. That's all I wanted to talk about. Take care and have a wonderful day.